Welcome, everyone. It's 7 o'clock. EC Head Consulting Wednesday Night Notary Nuggets. We have Miss Antoinette Conley here again for the third time. She just always has some good information for us. I'm going to do her bio. For the people that already know it, just pretend like you don't. All right. Okay, so she was raised in New Jersey. Antoinette relocated to Texas in 1988. She began her career in title as the escrow assistant to a high-volume team at nationally owned Chicago Title. She then moved on to career-defining roles as senior escrow officer, regional manager of DFW operations, and now serves as the Dallas escrow operations manager for Making Partners in Real Estate, NPR Title. She is the assistant secretary for the Dallas chapter of, what is that? NAREB, and COO of Gigi's House, a nonprofit organization catering to senior citizens. With 18 plus years of title and escrow experience, Antoinette has a proven track record for success. Her mission is to empower, to cultivate, and to share her years of knowledge about title and escrow with realtors and their clients. Welcome, Antoinette. How are you this evening?
Thank you. Can you write that down and I can use that like in my next bio?
I think you sent it to me.
Stop talking so fast.
I sound great, don't I, Miss Liz?
You are. You're the best. You know you're the best.
Thank you, Miss Liz. I love you.
I'll let you pay me for that later.
I probably will have to. So good evening, everyone. How many people do we have on this evening?
16.
Well,
right now.
How many?
16.
All right. Well, hi, notaries. I hope you guys are doing well. Just wanted to go over a few things. I know we spoke, what, about 2 months ago? Was it about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, maybe? Two. We were kind of on the downward spiral from COVID, but it's still around, everyone. So just make sure that you are being careful, being mindful of entering people's homes, things like that, and just protecting yourself. We want to do that for sure. But this class is really just a piggyback on some things that we discussed in the last class and some new things that have come up. And just kind of want to reiterate some things to you all in regards to finding a preferred title company or becoming a part of a preferred title company's notary services. So always remember, guys, you represent the title company. You are a representation of the title, and you're an extension as well. I'm sorry, I'm gonna enlarge my screen. And getting work calls. So be mindful that, you know, when you step into someone's home or their workplace, you represent us. And we may have a personal relationship with you, but they don't. So they may not be as friendly. I have found that a lot of times notaries don't give that same vigor that they give us because they want to impress us. But when they get to the signer's home, they're just not as friendly. And maybe it's the client, I don't know. But I always call and check on my notaries. So when you close a deal for me, I'm gonna call and check to make sure the notary was sufficient, that they performed their task, and that they felt comfortable with signing documents with that person. So that's important to me. But going forward, just a few things that Ms. Liz and I have gone over. And we've talked at length about these things, and there's about 8 of them. So I'm not going to hold you guys too long, but I do want you all to know that title companies.
Antoinette, let me just interrupt there and say that whenever someone who's in my community is doing work for Antoinette or anybody else for that matter, I too ask for feedback. And the reason I do that is so that if there is a deficiency in your training, I'm able to help you cure that deficiency. I don't want, look, Anthony, I thought you just dropped that so they didn't think we were just over there talking about them.
We are, though. We do. But I wanted to reiterate to you guys a few things. So we picked 8 things, and we're gonna have a drawing at the end. Not a drawing, but we're gonna have a question at the end. Most of you all know. Hopefully, if you're on, you know that we are. I'm very big on offering you to come and either work with me and or me help you in getting signings. Okay, so. First one's first. I know COVID has happened. COVID-19 is the ruler of our world right now. We are being inundated with closings that aren't happening at the closing table. So it's very important. It's very important that you guys know that it is not okay to price gouge the title company. It's not okay. And let me explain that to you. If you are price gouging the title company, we've already completed the CD. We've already sent the CD out for approval. We have a specific figure on the CD that the borrower or the seller knows that they're going to sign. We can't change those fees. That starts a whole nother 3-day TRID rule. So we can't do any of that. And I find that some notaries are adding additional fees. Well, I have to travel. Well, you didn't tell me that you couldn't travel, 20, 30 minutes out of the way. So for me, I have a specific number of notaries that I have in different locations across the Metroplex. If I have somebody in Mesquite or I have a closing in Forney, I'm going to pick the person in Mesquite because that's closer to them. If I have someone in Irving, obviously I'm gonna pick an Irving notary. But if you live in Duncanville and I ask you to go to Irving, that doesn't mean you're gonna charge me an extra $25 just because you're going to Irving. Don't accept the job. And this is not just from my title company. I've heard it from other title companies as well, because I do have friends that work at other title companies. So that's the first thing. The second one would be emailing the title company, and if you don't get a response, you call. That's not okay. There's typically a reason why you're not getting a call back. Either the escrow officer is busy or maybe they're out, maybe they're in closings, maybe they're with a client. I did have someone that emailed me 3 times. She emailed me twice. She called the office once to speak to me. I don't know why someone would call my office and they get our assistant. And this is just my personal opinion. If you get my assistant, you can always leave a message with her. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to get it and I'm not going to respond to you. It just means that I'm currently busy. That's all that means. So don't be offended by not getting a response when you want the response. We are all busy, and I try to be very mindful of responding to emails and getting information to you. If you can't get me, of course, call the office. You can always speak to my assistant. She's there to help. The third thing, I vet everyone. If you are a notary, Miss Liz, I need you. If you are a notary, I'm going to call Miss Liz and I'm going to ask her if she knows you. Have they taken your class? What do you think about them? It doesn't mean that I'm always going to call Miss Liz and ask, but what I am going to do is make sure that there's some type of training. I've given opportunities to new notaries, and I'm not saying I've been disappointed, but I've had many corrections and I've had to send them out multiple times to make their corrections. Okay, so that's important. If you aren't being vetted, I do suggest that you log on and take either Notary 101 or Workshop 101 with EC Head Consulting.
Antoinette.
She's going to be my go-to. She's my go-to. Yes, ma'am.
You said that you just mentioned that you've had to send notaries out multiple times to make corrections. Would you mind clarifying that not one of those was trained by EC Head?
They were not.
I just wanted to drop that.
And I need you guys to understand that. I will typically call Miss Liz because Miss Liz will answer the phone if her notaries need help. So it's important for me to make sure that, you know, she is vouching for you. Because that's important. That's really, really important. I can't afford to send you out multiple times because every time you go out, you're going to want to be paid for going back out for your mistake. That's your mistake, not mine. So we want to make sure that you're being educated. Because if this is what you're going to be doing, you need to get the right training, the proper training, certificates, making sure that you're in the class. Also, to mention,
Antoinette,
yes, ma'am.
I have a question for you. What are the mistakes for the new notaries that you have to send back out? Can you speak on that?
Missing or having people sign in the wrong place. That's typically it. So a lot of times you'll get a package and it may be a package. Most packages look the same. A new notary, I will always give a seller. I will always send a seller, a new notary to a seller because it's less documents, clearly. But if I send you a seller pack and there's 30 pages and you miss 2 notaries and we're funding that day, that's 3 hours out of your day. That's a 3-hour funding delay that I have. And now I got people calling, peed off, upset. Why is my house not funded? Why did you send this notary? You know, this notary doesn't know what she's doing, that kind of thing. So we want to make sure that we avoid those mistakes, missing signatures or not understanding how they're supposed to sign. That's a big one, how they're supposed to sign. So just know that there is training there. I just suggest everybody get it. Miss Liz answers phone calls in her closings. If she closes at our office, her phone is going off constantly with the notary asking a question. I like that she answers their questions because that means they don't have to call me.
Antoinette, now don't be telling them that I answer my phone during the closing.
I'm sorry, but it's true.
I will reach over and slide that phone up and say, call me back.
Right.
That's all I'm doing.
But
let me ask, I need to ask you something before we get too far away from if someone has to go back because something was missed. And perhaps someone on here would have wanted to ask this question, just hadn't thought about it yet.
Yes.
Now, when we make a mistake, we do not expect to be paid to go back to make that correction. However, if it is a hiring company's mistake, I gotta be paid to go back. I'm just saying. What y'all think? Don't be shy.
Ma'am, it should. Yes, so.
Well,
but wait a minute, somebody was saying something. What'd you say? Ashley, was that you? Cause you grinning.
This is Patina. I said it.
No, I wasn't me.
I had them people had the wrong lady name spelled totally wrong. So I called them and they was like, go ahead and have it a scratch too. I said, all those papers?
Yep. I've done that.
Yeah. Yeah. I will admit I've had a couple of issues. I've had, okay, so I will tell you this. In an instance where it is not the title's fault, but maybe the lender, y'all, I look horrible tonight. That's okay.
You're beautiful.
If it is the lender's fault, I will ask the lender for additional money.
Mm-hmm. Only
because if they miss the document in the package and my notary has to go out and get it re-signed, I have a problem with that. That's another fee. It may not be a full notary fee, but that's another fee. That's travel time, that's gas, that's all that, and I expect to be paid. I don't have time for all of that hullabaloo. But if it is your fault because you missed something, I would rather you call, or when you leave your closing, go through your package. If something just doesn't look right, call, take a picture. I'm big on taking a picture. Take a picture, email it to me. Hey, is this supposed to be signed? I had a notary do that today. Look, this doesn't look right, Antoinette. I don't know what this form is about. Should they sign it? Yes, go ahead and have them sign it. Send it back when it's all done. So that's important. But also, you know, we need to make sure that we're doing our part. I am going to say something because I heard a conversation I probably shouldn't have heard, but I was listening and being nosy.
You were ear hustling.
Miss Liz, we told you about those hip words. Now,
I try and tell her. She told me the other day that I had green lighted her. I was like,
I didn't say green light. I said gaslight.
oh, gaslight. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to stop talking to her. Well, so I heard someone say that the lender messed up the documents and they had to go back to the property to have it signed. But I missed getting back to my job on time. Whose fault is that? I'm waiting. I'll wait.
Can you repeat that one more time?
I heard a notary say to someone that they were late getting back to work because the lender messed up the documents.
I would say it's the notaries because she should not have done it when she was on the clock at her other job, or he.
Exactly. That's what I said. And she was very upset. And I felt bad for her, but I also feel like you have a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
That is your priority.
Yep.
Okay. So if you're doing it part-time, I understand. I get it. You're trying to get in as much as you can during the day, but also you have to remember that things happen and nothing's perfect. So we have to be mindful that if something does happen, hey, like I'm gonna be late getting back to work. I don't know if she was reprimanded. I didn't hear the end of the story, but it's just something that I want you guys to think about if you are doing this part-time, or, you know, if this is part-time and you have a full-time job, or you have a part-time job and you're doing this part-time, you need to be mindful of that, because what pays the bills on a regular basis is the priority. Okay. And that's important. Right, Ms. Liz?
Yes, absolutely. And you were definitely ear hustling on that one. But I had one this morning at 8 o'clock. I didn't get out of there until 10. And it wasn't a big package or anything like that. But there was a $5,000, well, two things happened. First thing that happened, his wife didn't know he was refinancing. So she was getting kind of testy, and they were going back and forth. And I said, I did that rock back. Hey, look, wait a minute. Now, I need you to sit there. I need you to sit there. Now, we're going to get this done. They sat down, shut up. Then they started looking at the papers, though.
She did it just like that, too. I've seen it.
Yeah, I did. Because, you know, I go real soft with them at first, but then it's like, sit your ass down. That's what I'm thinking. That's not what I say. That's not what I say. But the thing about it, yes, I am. I'm sure I don't say that, but that's what I'm thinking it. But the point I'm getting to is that only took like 5 minutes or so to get that worked out, that she didn't know she was supposed to be doing this, yada, yada, yada. What took the time was that there was a $5,000 mistake on his CD.
Okay.
So that meant he had to get in touch with the loan officer.
Right.
Of course, the loan officer couldn't figure out why there was a discrepancy.
Okay.
So I showed him. And then he had to go figure out how to fix it. I got home at 10 o'clock. But I was okay with it. Everything was, you know, everybody was nice after that and so forth and so on. And she even gave me 3 beautiful, are they in there? Face masks, but they're the ones with glitter on them. What the hell I'm going for with some glitter? But anyway,
I'll take them.
there are things that will happen that can delay your closings. And that's why I encourage everyone not to stack your closing. Don't get greedy and stack your closings too close together. You have to allow time.
Right.
So
Right.
anyway, just want to drop that.
I agree, Miss Liz. So I don't know if they're on here this evening. I'm only seeing a couple of people. Sebastian, he's always on when we do these classes. So some people I've never talked to before, probably in email, but not in regards to notaries and things like that. But I wanted to give a shout out to a couple of people that I have used in the last 3 months who have literally blown me away. 2 of them I haven't used yet, but I have reached out to them. They were just busy and didn't happen. Justin Boyd, who is literally, he gave me a window and he said, I can do this. And literally he's my go-to for that window, like 6 in the morning to 9 in the morning.
He's on here.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, everybody.
Valerie Johnson, who is amazing. This chick has a mobile scanner, y'all. This chick has a mobile scanner. Literally, she does a closing and scans the docs back. I love it. Lisa Jones. Lisa Jones was referred by Miss Liz, rocked it out for me about 2 months ago, did a signing at like 8 at night in Forney. She lives out that way. Amaya, the notary doctor, hands down, comes through. She's amazing, and she smiles the whole time. I love it. I love it. She's on here. I saw her name.
Yeah, she's on here as well.
Stephanie Austin, just another one, just kind of, hey, just let me know. I do work full time, but hey, I can get over there. Okay, great. Here you go. Regina Smith, who came through like a gangbuster one morning, took it home for us. And then Regina Kennedy. We haven't worked together yet, Regina, but Regina's always big on, hey, I can't do it today, but let me know if you got something else. Aisha, is it Aisha, Miss Liz?
Seabrook, Aisha Seabrook.
Aisha Seabrook, and there's another person I had on here. There's another person that we had. I haven't worked with them yet, but I want to be able to work with all of you. I want to be able to work with all of you. At least, throw you a bone, get you out there. I need you to want it. Don't call me every week. Don't email me every week. Don't email me every day. But reach out and say, hey, do you have anything this week in my area? That helps me know, hey, I can call this person. It's hard, and I tell Miss Liz all the time, it's really hard for me, so I let my assistant do it. But trying to find somebody, I'm literally working around your schedule, where you live, your vicinity. I don't try to send you to Timbuktu to do a closing for me. I'm always going to pick the person that's in that area. And I want to use at least all of you once and teach you how to get out there and get it. But the other thing is, if I don't hear from you, out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. And I'm being honest with you. I don't want to fake and pretend like it doesn't happen, because it does. I will tell you this, the people that call me, or the people that I see the most, or I can say, hey, call Val, or hey, call Miss Liz. Oh, and Miss Liz, I'm sorry. And Miss Liz, who is wonderful.
Oh, yes, I am.
Who saved me.
Said, yes, I am.
She is. Miss
The
Liz.
word is thank you, ma'am. The word is thank you.
Thank you.
That Miss Liz is a mess. I'm sorry, y'all.
Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, Miss Liz really, Miss Liz came through, literally. Miss Liz, you sat down to do one closing. We got inundated. I said, can you just stay? She said, I sure will. She knocked out about 4 in a day. It happens just that fast. So you guys need to understand the relationships are important, but come in with a smile, with a great attitude. You want to be there. You want to know who we are. You don't stay too long. Don't overstay your welcome. Just so you know.
Don't eat her candy.
Well, I don't eat candy.
What you do with all that candy I brought to you?
It's still in that bowl. You've been eating it. Tamika, she's been eating chocolate at the office. She's been eating chocolate at the office.
Interesting.
Russell Stover's coconut dark chocolate. I'm just saying, that's what I saw.
Let me ask you this. You kind of, if I didn't know you, I might be a little bit confused, because 5 minutes ago, you said, don't call me. Don't call me. And don't email me too much.
Don't we have Crystal?
And now you're saying.
But we have Crystal. That's what Crystal is for. Crystal's your go-to.
Okay.
If you want to check in and see what's going on during the week, Crystal's your go-to person. If you're calling me, you're interrupting a CD, you're interrupting a conversation with a lender, a buyer, or seller. I'm just telling you. Me personally.
What if I got a question on the CD? Am I calling you?
It's my CD. You call and ask me. My name's on that CD.
Okay.
You call and ask me.
I just want to clarify.
Now, Crystal Waniki is our office assistant, our escrow assistant. I'm so sorry. And Crystal is the person that you will schedule your notaries with if you need to use our office. She's also the person that calls our notaries and says, hey, can you take care of this job for us today or whatever. She's kind of the go-to for the notaries. I have her keep a list of notaries. Hey, reach out to this one. We also use a vetted list, a preferred list that we've been given from some of our notary companies. They're their higher end notaries. I'm not opposed to using a new notary, but just understand you will not get a buyer's package on your first time using it. If it's your first time doing a closing for NPR title, you will never get a buyer's package. You will always get a seller's package. Just because I need to make sure that we're all on the same page, you understand, you know what's going on. You're not real fresh, like you just got your commission yesterday. That's kind of my thing. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, if you use our office or you
excuse me, before you go on to that, somebody is dying to ask this question as well.
Okay.
How many seller packages do I have to do before you give me a buyer's package?
I will never give you a buyer's package after a seller package. You will always get a refi. So there's levels. So you will get a seller package, then you'll go up to a refi package, and then you'll go to a buyer's package. A buyer's package has more documents in it, and they're a little bit more intricate, and they change from company to company. A seller's package is very general. I'm not general, but a seller's package is a little bit smaller. It's about 40 pages, if so, maybe 25 signatures, 7 notaries. That's really easy.
Now, let me just say this. Now, you guys keep in mind, this is Antoinette's, this is MPR's packages.
Right.
The refis that we typically deal with as signing agents from the hiring companies, even other title companies, refis are typically larger than a buyer's package.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes, Antoinette's documents are clean though. They are very clean. She's organized, her documents are organized, and they're small packages because she does not give us the junk, what's considered, it's not junk, but Antoinette does not give us the junk documents, and it's the junk documents, a lot of duplicates and things of that nature that make our packages so large.
Right. Now, I cannot promise that you may or may not get junk docs, depending on how fast the closing happened, how quick the documents came in. Not that Miss Liz is not, she's not wrong.
I've never gotten any junk documents from you.
Never. She never has. Because I pull a package together and I make it pretty. So you guys send it back to me pretty.
That's right.
Are these documents taught in class? That's a question in the chat.
I just thought question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You
So-
get the entire package in class.
So just to go back, our refis are
Antoinette,
smaller than our buyers.
Antoinette, excuse me, Ashley has a question. She raised her hand.
Oh, did she? Okay. Yes, Miss Ashley.
You spoke about a seller's and a buyer's package. What makes the difference between those? Are the pages or the type of loan documents?
So for a seller's package, you're typically only signing minimal lender docs. It may be 3. There may be 3 lender's docs: the warranty deed, the representation agreement, and there may have a few other things like appliance documents. Mainly, everything else is title company docs. Everything else in that package will be title company documents. It's not a full package of lenders. A buyer's package will typically be all of the lender's docs, the title company docs, and if there's a down payment assistance program, their documents as well. So the package could be 140 pages. What I try to do is, before I send you the package, I'm taking out all the junk stuff. I'm taking out all of, not junk, because it's not junk. Let me not say that.
But that's what it's called. It's called lenders. As lenders, we call those junk.
We call it junk paper. We do send it back to the lender, but it's not necessary for signatures. Even on a refi package as well, I would take out all of our junk documents, the closing instructions. I take all that out for you. I just don't need you guys inundated with more papers than you need. Obviously, I don't want you guys using all your paper on one closing. You guys have to print that stuff out. I don't, you do. So it's important that we don't waste paper and your time and all that stuff. So that's important as well. Was there another question? I thought I saw another one pop up.
It was just somebody asked, are these documents taught in the class? And I think I already answered that. Yes, I send out for workshop 1, it's about 190 pages that you will get. And we go through those in class. Each person has to present. And in workshop 2 for the reverse mortgage, cash outs and HELOCs, that's about 300 pages. And then for loan modification, seller packages, and investment loans, that's a pretty small one. That's under like 100 pages. But yeah, in class you get, my thing is that you get the full effect of what it's like to sit in a loan closing. So that's why it's important that you print your documents. And sometimes people try to print them front and back to save paper for the class. That don't work.
Oh, there's a question.
What class? Oh, another question. Ashley said, what class is this weekend? We're off this week.
Workshop 1 is the 19th. We're off this weekend.
Workshop 1 is the 19th?
Yes.
Okay, that's
and my
package, right?
Which I cut you off. What'd you say?
Is that the regular, the buyer package, the signing package 1, the regular lender package?
Yeah, that's your lender package. It's like a purchase, and then I throw in some of the other documents that would make it a refinance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Maya said she appreciates how you streamline the packages, Miss Antoinette. You know, y'all ain't got to put this stuff in the chat. Y'all can talk to her.
I do that because I care. I care, and I like it to be pretty when it comes back. Just so y'all know. The other thing that I want to discuss with you all, when you rent a title office room, pushing the chairs in is not cleaning it up. With COVID going on, we have to make sure that we're sanitizing. And I just want you guys to know that I don't want to clean up after you. So if you just be mindful when you go to other title offices, take your wipes, take your Clorox wipes or whatever you have to clean up, your wet ones, whatever, and leave it like you found it. It sets a precedent. I'm telling you, when I go into my closing room and somebody was in there and they've sprayed, even though they've used our cleaning products, I'm okay with that. You should bring your own, but we do have our own in our closing room. Just the fact that you push the chairs in and wipe the table off, you know, don't leave stuff on the floor. Or if there were kids in the closing, God forbid. For all the people that have children, my children are adults, so I could say this. You shouldn't bring your kids to closing because it disrupts the process.
No, I disagree. If you got nowhere else to put them kids, you bring them with you.
You can disagree. I agree that there's a problem when you bring kids.
And I don't even like kids.
I don't either. But Miss Liz, we had that little girl in there the other day and she showed out. See? It's a disruption, and the lady had to ask questions 3 and 4 times. It's a lot. So, or somebody left and they left, you know, cheese crackers all over the floor. Now, nobody asked for a vacuum. Nobody asked for a vacuum. So that's important. So keeping the space clean and making sure that you are bringing your supplies. If you don't have any, just ask the title office, hey, do you have anything? And just clean up after yourselves. The other thing, bring your own paper if you need to print. Please, and thank you. Bring your own paper. Bring your laptop. You can't bring your own toner, so that's fine. But understand that there is a charge for that as well. Some title companies will let you print. Some won't. But if you bring your own supplies, I mean, who can say no to that? Like, oh, you're not using my stuff, so you can use your own. So that's important as well.
Antoinette.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, this is Regina. May I ask you a question about the time?
Which Regina?
Kennedy, I'm sorry.
Hey, lady.
How are you? I have a question. Can you discuss your hours of availability for your office for signings, and also the room fee? How much amount of time does that cover, and what hours and days are you available if we need to reach out to you about using your office for a cash out? Okay,
so for a cash, so first, whether it's a cash out or regular refi buyer or seller, we don't care. Our hours of operation are from 8 to 5. The reason why they're 8 to 5 is because I get there at 8, or we open at 8. We close our doors at 5. Anything after 5 o'clock, there's an additional fee, because that means I have to stay there and I have to lock up, or I have to give you my key or my badge, and no one can get in the building. So our building locks down at 6, and you need a swipe card to even get in. So not only does our suite lock, but the building is locked. So our fee is $40 for using our room, whether it be the Dallas office or the Arlington office, and it's due and payable when you get there. The after hours fee is $65. If I have to stay there, it's $65. I have met Regina on a Saturday. It's $65.
Yeah.
And let her in, and I've stayed there while she was there because I didn't want her to have to close up our office. That's our office. I have to keep track of what's going on in there. Just know though, and I need to tell you guys this too, if you have a relationship with a title company and you use their offices on the weekend, typically there is no air. There is no air in the building. Okay, so you need to be prepared for that. It's going to be hot. Well, at least in the summer, it's going to be hot. So be mindful of that as well. I can't give you air, I'm sorry. So it's going to be 40, 65 after hours, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 if you can. If you need to be there on the weekend, I don't live that far, but if I'm busy, I'm not coming. Sorry. Forgot the grandkids, I'm not coming. Sorry. But I don't mind driving over there, letting you in, staying for a little bit, and then coming home. But typically, if I have something going on, I will probably not. I'll make Crystal go, or we'll figure it out if you need it. I don't like to rent our room to notaries I don't know, so I hope I can see everybody's faces on here. I at least want to know who you are. And then you want to make sure that, for me, I would say the allotted time, an hour, hour and a half, only because we're scheduling around you. So remember that we're scheduling our closings around your closing time. Like you're on our calendar, you have that room for that length of time. So my closing can't happen until you're done, because we have a small office in Arlington. Our Dallas office is a little bit bigger. Well, it's a lot bigger. It's not a little bit bigger. It's a lot bigger. So we want to make sure that if you're requesting a time, that you are calling to cancel if you don't need the room anymore. Please, please, please make sure you cancel, because remember, you're taking up an hour and a half of a closing room, and the closing may have canceled. So now we've rescheduled our people when we could have had that hour. So
is Crystal the contact person for the Dallas office as well, both offices?
Yes, Crystal can be the contact, or I can be the contact. If you all know, Notary London is the owner of NPR Title. She's working from home mainly. She's only in the office maybe 2 days a week. Some people on here have closed in Dallas. Justin, I know, has. And he didn't have any issues with the Dallas office. We just need to make sure that if you have that time, remember, there's an attorney's office attached to the Dallas office. So we have to be mindful of them, and we make them leave the conference room for you guys. So that's really all. If you need us, let us know. I mean, I would love to chit chat with all of you.
Thank you.
And give you all business.
Just don't call her.
I do have a
Or
question.
email.
This is
You're-
Catrice. I'm sorry, hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, this is Catrice McClendon. I'm very new. I've just received my commission. I have to take the Notary 101 class as well. But I have heard that loan signings typically slow down around October.
Okay, that's true.
Is that true?
That's true.
And when does it
Okay,
normally pick up?
so you need to always understand it's cyclical. So our business is cyclical. Yearly, during election year, when rates go up and down, as rates go up and down, rates go up and down based on the Dow and the S&P and things like that. So people need to, I know a lot of times it's hearsay, and hearsay is okay if it's the truth. But this year, I think we're going to have a busy year, because always remember, notaries, remember this: if you own your own home, taxes come out in October. Most people are trying to refinance in October, so to pay their taxes, and then not make their first payment until either December or January. So it does slow down. I find that our slowest months, for me, our slowest months are January, February, March. I don't see a slowdown in October. And then always remember as well, these closings that are happening in October, these refis in October, are typically going to be cash outs, because people are taking cash out to pay taxes and or buy Christmas gifts or start working on Christmas. Now, with COVID, I don't know where people are, but business has been very good, very good. I don't see it slowing down because it is an election year. Rates are low, and people are trying to get in on it. New builds are, going up everywhere. So that's something we need to look at, not just what we hear. Ask people in the business, because we haven't seen a slowdown. I'm just letting you guys know, I haven't seen a slowdown at all. I'm calling the notary every day. I'm sorry, y'all. That's my dog. Onyx, no.
Who asked that question?
I'm Catrice McClendon. I'm probably in there.
She's in the
C.
class.
McClendon. I'm sorry. Say it again.
What did you say, Antoinette?
She's going to be in your class.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I just wanted to say, oh, good. Did you sign up already?
Actually, I missed the Notary 101 for September. So I need to, I definitely need to take that for October, but I was trying to get my printer and all of that, get everything set up, but I missed the deadline for the Notary 101, and I know that I need the printer for the workshop one.
Or I'll give you a discount code where you can go to Office Depot and print for about $5-6.
Okay.
But I just wanted to piggyback on what Antoinette said in response, or rather what the question you asked about the business slowing down in October. And then oftentimes people think that, oh, month end is going to be busier than the first part, the beginning or the middle or whatever the month. If you have made the right connections, it doesn't necessarily slow down for you. Because what you have to remember as notaries, like right now, a lot of the hiring companies, they are grabbing new notaries like crazy, because a lot of the seasoned notaries, two things are happening. They're old like me, so we're cautious about going out, or they are the experienced notaries are busy because they're at the top of somebody's list. Now let me tell you, like Antoinette also said, out of sight, out of mind. Thank God I wasn't too far out of mind, because I've been out of sight. Because most of my business comes from SnapDocs. Well, I turned my SnapDocs off twice during COVID. I turned it back on the 1st of September. And people I thought would not pick me up anymore, I know I'm still at the top of their list. How do I know that? Because the minute I say yes, I get an immediate response. You've been assigned. So let me tell you something else. Those people who go out and they rush through their signings so they can get to the next one, so they can brag about having done 5, 6, 7, 8 that day, they got to look at the kind of job that they're doing. Now, first of all, I am not the fastest signer. I want my hour. I need that hour most times, because I don't want to rush anybody, and I'm not going to rush myself. So be mindful of that. If you're thinking that I got to grab everything I can because it may slow down next week. Well, if you get out there and mess it up, it's going to slow down for you. And it's going to slow down for you because they're not going to call you. You're going to be one of those one and done. So make sure that you are doing the best job possible. So, and you keep in touch with the people. And it's just like Antoinette said, don't call, don't email too much because they're busy. Send a thank you card every time you get some business from somebody. Just drop them a card. And then that way they can open that card at their leisure, and they just may if they remember that you did a good job, they're going to put it somewhere in their site. Antoinette, did you get my card? Anyway,
I just get your lit every time you come in.
They're gonna keep it somewhere in their site, so that will keep them calling you. That will keep doing a good job, better than everybody else's job type thing. That's what's going to keep you working, whether we are in COVID, whether we're out of COVID, or whether the market is down. In addition to that, what we teach you is that you're going to diversify. You're going to do general notary work. And then if you do have a lull, people always need you to notarize some stuff.
Always.
Show you where you can advertise so that you can get that business. When you get it, you take care of it. Regina Kennedy got so much general notary work because of the way she set her stuff up in the beginning. She can't handle it. She's acting like a hiring company because she's sending business to other people. So the business is there if you want it, if you're going to treat it good, if you're going to do a good job, if you don't do so much that you burn yourself out in the first few months. I'm done preaching.
Do you have a lot of work in the Plano Frisco area?
Now she ain't talking to me. I ain't got no work for her.
We do. Not as much as the Arlington office, because the Arlington office is truly now the hub, believe it or not. Probably because I'm there and Miss London works from home 3 days a week. So I'm pretty much running everything out of the Arlington office. We want to make sure though that if you are in that area, I know that. Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to give you a tip. When you email me, because I will always email you all after a meeting, because Tamika Harris is so lovely and she sends me all your email addresses. I will always email you. So I have you on a list. Please don't send me zip codes. I don't know where that is. I don't know where those places are. I'm not going to look up that zip code. Just tell me Plano, Irving. I live in the northwest corner of the Metroplex. Just tell me something simple. I am not very good at research. I don't want to be good at research. I do title. I clean up title. So if you give me just a brief description of where you are, I'll be able to put you on a list. Oh, well, I have, now let me tell you what I do need. And I'm putting this out here. Miss Liz, I'm putting this, and you're going to hold me to this. I need a notary for the Garland, Forney area, a preferred notary. If you want to go to Garland, Forney, Mesquite, all that, that's fine. I don't care if you live in Arlington and you want to drive out there. I am just telling you, I need someone in that area. I need someone for Allen, for Richardson, for...
Are you talking like right now, or you just want to have a notary?
Right now, not right now, a notary that can service those areas. We don't have one. We haven't been able to find a consistent person. JB kind of handles our central Dallas area because he's JB as in Justin Boyd.
I was about to say, they've gotten real personal. I've never heard anybody call him JB.
Well, I didn't want to.
JB,
okay.
I'm jealous.
Oh, you can call me JB. My sister calls me that too, so it's cool.
But
you can call me whatever you want to, Miss Liz.
Okay. And y'all have y'all little meeting after. But no, if it's central off 75 or Highland Park, he doesn't mind doing that area because that's an area that he services. He doesn't mind going to our Dallas office either. But we work around. If it's early in the morning, he's got us. If it's after, 5:30, he's got us. So we need people during the day for specific areas because I want to be able to call people and just say, hey, I got a 4 o'clock in Mesquite. Can you do it?
Aisha said she was trying to say something, I think, in one of the, Aisha.
Oh,
she said that she's in the Wiley area and she can cover those. She's in Wiley and
all
can
right.
cover those areas.
Is that Aisha Seabrook?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right, doctor. You're on the list.
Okay.
I called you the other day, but it was it was too late. So and guys, you need to also know that sometimes these closings happen just like that. I get papers, I get a CD, I work up the CD, the docs are over in 30 minutes. Hey, can you go sign them in an hour? It's never, we want everything to be perfect, and I'm kind of a perfectionist to a degree. Title has taught me to let go of that that idea that it's going to be right in my way all the time. I've been working on a file for 2 days now. It's supposed to close yesterday. Still don't have docs. Got a notary set up for it. Or I got docs, sent the notary out for the closing. The people, she got there and said, we're not signing. We canceled this deal 30 minutes ago. We just got the papers 35 minutes ago. What do you mean? So just know that happens too. We have to be ready for the unexpected. So I have to have a list of people that I can just go to. Hey, can you do this? We have decided that we are going to make a portal or a text chain with all the notaries, just like the big boys do. SnapDocs, I think it's SnapDocs. Do they do that? Like they send out a text message or something? Okay, so SnapDocs. Do the same thing they do and send out a notification to all the notaries in our, that's, you know, on our list, and just say, hey, whoever answers first, if we can verify and vet them really quick, you got the deal. Because we can't just place 10 phone calls for one signing. We just can't do it. We can't do it anymore. It's too much for us.
Antoinette,
Oh, go ahead, Ashley.
I have two questions for you. When you get a signing, like for your, you know, for people who are newer, like, do we need time to like go over the documents? Like for them, like, you wouldn't send somebody that is newer, you know, to in 30 minutes versus they get the documents the day before? Is that in the discretion?
I would love, I always love to give you documents the day before. Let me tell you, in my world, that would be perfection. But it just depends. It really depends. If I can call, okay, so people on this call, I just want you to know, if I can call Miss Liz and vet you, you got the job. If Miss Liz says no, she need a little bit more work. Okay, well, she can't do this one. I don't need it, because I know what the customer is on the other side. Remember that. I know what the customer is going to be like. If you go in there and you're not real for sure and you're not real confident, they're going to run over you. And they're going to.
Oh, go ahead.
So even if you're not on Miss Liz's, if you haven't taken her class, I'm going to always check your credentials. I may go to SnapDocs and check your credentials if you're on there, and see how many closings you've had. If you're newer, I'll give you a chance. I'll try to get you documents, you know, early, but it may not happen like that. We had an incident with, I hate to bring her up because she's so nice. She's so nice, but she did a closing for us, and she was so happy about it. She missed about 10 pages. She didn't print 10 of the documents I sent her. I had to send her right back out. I said, hey, I don't care what you do. You better go get a sign. I don't care what you do. Go to Office Depot, print it out, figure it out. So that's one. And then what's your other question, Ashley?
How do I get on the list? Like,
Are you new, Ashley?
Yes, I'm new to Notary. I actually have only done one signing, my first signing Monday, and I just got another one today to do tomorrow. So
I love that. That's good. What do you? Have you been to Miss Liz's class?
No, I actually thought it was this weekend, and I thought I was gonna be taking it this weekend, so I plan on signing up for it on the 19th.
Is this your first Notary? I know I'm doing an interview. Sorry, y'all.
Nah.
Ashley, I'm gonna call you.
Okay.
Ashley, just email me your number. You'll get my email address. Just email me your number and we'll talk.
Ashley. Antoinette and Liz.
Yes.
Antoinette, I wanted to say something about NPR. I was fresh out of
who's talking?
Regina. I'm sorry, Kennedy.
Yeah.
Last year, I took Liz's workshop 1, and my second signing was a buyer package from NPR. And I just wanted to say and tell everyone how, you know, I appreciate NPR taking that chance on me, but also at the same time, they knew that I had come out of Miss Liz's class, and they knew that she trained me well and she prepared me. And you're correct. A buyer package for a new person is tough, because it was tough for me because I didn't know what any of that stuff was, but I just wanted to really give a big shout out to NPR and also Liz Head, who prepared me, and NPR who gave me that opportunity for that first buyer package.
Yeah.
Regina.
Well, Regina, one day we're going to get together and you're going to do a signing for us. I'm just telling you guys, we've reached out to Regina so many times, and Regina's like, oh yeah, I can do it. Oh, I got something going on. I'm like, well, dog it, Regina, dang it. So
Yeah, I'm getting better and organized. Liz said one thing she said is you have to be a little more organized, and I'm getting better with my calendars.
Hey, I just need y'all working. I just need y'all all working. I need everybody to have closings. I just need everybody to have closings. Everybody, if you want to do it, I want you to be able to do it, whether it be with me or another title office or SnapDocs or whatever. And I also want to mention to you guys, and I'm just being transparent with you all. I do signings too, but I have private people that I do signings for. So people that have known me for years, that are investors, they'll call me and they'll say, hey, you mind signing some come and getting us to sign documents? Absolutely, I will. So just know it may not be a buyer package or seller package. It may be an investor, and they like you, and they'll keep your number.
Yep.
So just know that business doesn't always come from title companies. You are the business. You're the business. And if you go in there and you're confident, I may not know what I'm talking about, guys. I may not know a thing about what I'm talking about. You won't know. So just know that.
You own the room. You have to own the room.
You have to. Miss Liz is most of you have met her. Have you met her in person?
No, I haven't met any, well, just LaTanya.
Hi, everyone.
And I'm sorry, Tamika, I've said that several times before. Miss Liz is a force to be reckoned with. If you didn't know, Miss Liz can walk into a room and take over the room. Take over the room. You feel comfortable. You almost feel like, did she just say something slick, or was she?
Yep.
Like, I'm gonna have to push this old lady down. But stuff like you almost feel like she's a friend when you leave. You almost feel like you have a friend when she leaves the room. If she didn't like you, you wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. But it's a confidence that she brings to every closing, and probably because she's been doing it for so long. I admire her. And you all will get there. I promise you'll get there. Don't be cocky though. Right. Do not. Because it can all end.
There's a question. Yeah, there was a question. I didn't want to miss it because it's kind of up there now. Do you have a lot of signings on the evenings and weekends?
I would love to have signings on the evenings and weekends, but everybody's at home now, so everybody's doing it during business hours. We may have one or two a week, but not many. Back in the day, we would close people 8, 9 o'clock at night. Now everybody's home working, so they want to do it at 4 o'clock when the kids are finished with school, or they want to do it at 5 o'clock. So I don't have a whole lot of weekend signings. And believe it or not, lenders really don't, I hate to say it, they don't work on the weekends anymore. They don't do anything on the weekends. So I can't really say we do a lot of weekend stuff. It's really during the day now, and mid-afternoon. And sometimes I even call a notary in to come and sign at the office because I don't want to sign people. I'm just being honest.
That's not true. You don't want to, you call notaries to come to the office to sign because you're busy working on other CDs. That would have been a more appropriate thing to say.
I am busy working on other stuff, and taking an hour out of my time to explain documents to someone and sit in a closing room. I can't, it doesn't afford me the opportunity to do so. It says, do you have any closings that we do have? Whoever that was, it went by so fast. Do you have closings in Houston?
2 people actually asked that question.
Right. You got several questions. I was waiting for a break, but Mika, go ahead.
No, that's the same
y'all,
question. Two people asked about Houston.
Okay, I see Aisha. She's got me in Wiley area. Houston, yes, we actually have an escrow officer who is an attorney in Houston who does some deals. Now, who is this out of Houston? Are they on the line? Can they talk?
Patina?
Patina.
Yes.
Who? Patina?
Patina
I
and
put my picture on, but I
Hi, Patina. I love that name.
my hair, but yes, I'm in Houston. I got 2 I'm doing in the morning, 2 refire. But
Go ahead. Patina and Tamara.
Tamara.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. How many signings have you done?
Is that for me or Patina?
Patina. Whoever's in Houston.
Patina, I have done 45.
Okay. And what about the other part?
Tamara.
Are y'all together in the same room?
No, but I do know Patina.
Oh, hi.
I know Patina from this meeting here and in some Facebook groups.
Cool.
Oh, wonderful. How many signings have you done? So Patina's done 45.
I've done 163, and this is like my 3rd month full time.
Wow.
So I have 2 pretty dedicated signing services that actually pick up the phone and tell me how many I want for the day. You know, but I like to develop more relationships in case they get slow and, you know, I need to pick up more work because I love that this is a fun business. I'm really, really liking this, and apparently I'm good at it, so I'm gonna keep it going.
All right. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna throw something out here, okay? Because this is what I do. I have a closing in Houston on Friday.
Uh-huh. What time?
Right.
Call me. We'll talk. It's a buyer and seller. So I'll give one of you the buyer and one of you the seller.
That's cool.
Can we
I'll
get a
call
phone
you.
number?
Y'all reach out to me. I'm trying to get them scheduled. I already have the papers. I'm just trying to get them scheduled. So that's it. So,
What's your phone number?
Email you?
No, you can call me at 214-396-2300. You can ask for Crystal and just say, you can say, hey, I need to talk to Antoinette about the Houston closing.
Okay.
That's it. So Patina on one, and then the other lady, what's her name? I'm sorry. Tamara. You'll be on the other side. I'm going to assume that neither one has a notary. Neither side of the transaction have a notary. So be ready. And then, like I said, we have Natasha Gransbury, who is an attorney out there. She's an escrow officer as well. She's just she's just chugging along down there. She doesn't do many closings monthly, 4, if that, but she doesn't sign them. We always send a notary out for her people. So yes, send me your information. That's really good. Anybody on here from any other areas? San Antonio, Austin, anywhere like that? Florida, Georgia.
Florida, you got somebody on your list from Florida.
Okay.
And Georgia, but remember, Georgia is an attorney state. So
it is.
Yes, it's hard to do a notary, to do a signing there.
I did have a Georgia, I did have a Texas property though.
Denise is in
Atlanta. And we needed a notary and we couldn't find one. It was very hard. So
she's on the list. I don't know what part of Georgia. That's going to be
she's in Atlanta.
Okay. I think I just saw that. Any other questions?
You have someone in Austin.
Huh?
You have someone in Austin, TJ.
Oh, I just saw that. TJ in Austin. And I don't do a lot of San Antonio, Austin, Houston, San Antonio. And we don't do a lot, sure. Yeah.
Denise is in Atlanta. Yeah, Denise is in Atlanta.
Okay.
Denise, where are you on here?
They were in he was in Woodstock, I think. I don't know if that's close, but yeah. It was a rough one. But yeah, so we just want to make sure that we are fostering good relationships. I also want to mention though that for our signings, we pay out 7 days from closing. So if you close a file and it funds that day, you should be receiving your check within 7 days. Okay. Now I know most of you work for notary services and things like that, and that's fine. And God bless. I don't want your money. I want to hold on to your money, and I don't want it in my account. It's just what it is. So I do like to pay out pretty fast. And I know sometimes that's important to a lot of notaries. Like you're not waiting 45 days for your payment on 5 closings that you've done. So that's one of the good things about working with a preferred title company as well. You get the opportunity to receive your funds a lot faster. Ma'am?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just asking if there's any other questions. I'll make sure I answer.
Oh, yes. I have a question.
Yeah, how can I help?
I forgot, but I wanted to tell Patina, when is your closing?
My closing?
She said she'll give me one Friday. Oh, I have 2 tomorrow that I'm actually doing. I'm doing 2 refire tomorrow.
What?
Hold on one second. I can tell you.
What time are they?
Tomorrow I have one at 10 and one at 11:30. And
Oh, baby.
Half online, so I'm doing half online and wet docs.
Tomorrow Thursday?
I'm doing summer run online with them. And
Have you done online before? Okay, good.
All of these ones I've done mostly online with them.
Okay.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you're a remote online notary?
I'm doing it with one of the companies. Yes.
Good.
Okay. I like that.
Maybe it wasn't you, Patina. Maybe it was Ashley. Did you say you had one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I haven't done one. I have my commission though.
You haven't done one. So you don't have one. Who said they had done one and they got another one?
Oh, I did do one Monday, my first one Monday, and I have another one tomorrow, but it's not a online.
No, I'm not talking online. What kind is it? Do you have your documents already?
Yes. I actually have them in front of me.
How many pages do you have?
204.
Okay. You scared?
What? Miss Liz?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm a little nervous because my first one was only 40 pages.
That's okay, because what you're gonna do after we're done, if you've got time, you're gonna call me, because you're coming to class on the 19th, right?
Yes, ma'am.
When we hang up, you're gonna call me, and we're gonna go over your documents.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. All right. It's okay to be scared, y'all. You should be a little nervous. You want to have enough fear to be cautious, but not so much that it paralyzes you. Baby, I got you. I got you.
Can I get your number? Can you put it in there and don't forget about me?
I'll do it.
No. I won't forget about no, baby. I won't forget about you for sure.
Okay.
Oh, okay, Miss Liz.
It's in the chat.
Miss Liz, I mean, what I would suggest when I had my first, I think was, because I was in your class right after when I took it. I went through every one of my sheets like when we did in the class. I put stickers on there. So like I had one, it was like 4 people signing. So I had different color stickers for each person. That let me know I had 4 signers on that sheet.
Absolutely.
That's just me, but that's for me to get used to it and get to it. And anything that I have to sign, I make it red. I get stickers that's red. That's a red flag to me. So and I need to stamp and sign. And like if it's husband and wife, I use blue for the husband, and for the wife, I use yellow.
Ooh, that's a lot of stickers.
I know, but guess what? Office Depot had them on. They was going out of business. They was on clearance, so for like about 25 cents a pack. So I got them.
Yeah, you use that until
that was when I was started. Now I know exactly because I'm doing a lot of over and over. So now I know what pages everything needs to be signed. But that just to help somebody that was new, like I once were, but that got me through.
Good, good, good.
Okay, so
did you get my number, Miss Ashley? Okay, y'all, it's 8:15. Y'all wrap it up so I can talk to Ashley.
Amen.
No, Liz, no.
So are we still doing a question, Antoinette?
Well, I wanted to let the two ladies in Houston know it is the 11th, which is Friday. I just reached out to the buyer and the seller to find out what times they want to close. So with that being said, one of you will have the buyer, one will have the seller, depending on if they need notaries. But I will keep you both in, if they don't, I will keep you both in mind for our Houston location. Not a location, sorry, our Houston transactions. And we'll be reaching out. So you guys have my number. You can give me a call, but it is the 11th. And it is a purchase, so we will need documents scanned back. Any other questions that you all have? I'm sorry, I'm checking my.
One more comment. And let me just tell you guys about NPR. NPR is a small title company. So it's not like they have hundreds and hundreds and thousands of loans a month. In addition to that, you will seldom get your documents the day before. Like a lot of people like to get their documents the day before. That seldom happens with NPR because of the nature of their business. And like she said, you know, she can have, it's like all of a sudden she gets hit with 3-4 closings and they want to close right now. And it's because most of hers are purchases. And purchases can work like that because you have some false starts with purchases. When you have refinances, that's pretty much just going to go. But when you have purchases, and so you got a buyer and a seller, maybe a problem on the seller side, maybe a problem on the purchaser side. The purchaser didn't quite get, you know, that didn't make that last underwriting review. All of those kind of things happen with purchases. I don't think I have ever gotten a purchase any more than a day before. And that's pushing it. So one of the reasons I believe that Antoinette sometimes has a problem finding a notary when she needs that notary is because we're busy. The seasoned notaries are busy. And when she reaches out, Aisha said I was amazing. I just looked over and saw that. Thank you. But when she reaches out and it's like, okay, can you go do a signing in an hour? Can you go do a signing in a couple hours? It may be something like that. And I'm only sharing that with you so that you're not discouraged should that happen to you. The good thing about it, Antoinette just said that they pay. You come and do a signing and NPR will pay you within 7 days. Well, let me tell you, I have been in the closing and Crystal will walk in and drop my check in my purse. I like that.
That's so embarrassing, but it's true.
I like that.
It's
I get paid the same day.
That's very true. It's very true.
But of course, it depends on the funding. It depends. That means that I finished that. Antoinette ran in there, got what she needed to send off, and for the funding, they funded. She was able to cut my check right then. But if they don't fund right then
right.
It might go into 7 days. But I don't think I've ever waited 7 days for a check.
And as a reminder to all notaries, when you get a signing, it's okay to send your invoice prior to the signing. It is okay to send the invoice. I don't want to call you and say, where's your invoice? After we're done signing, I just want you to send me the docs and we're on to the next one. Like we're on really to the next one. We don't, okay, the other thing I want to mention, we don't do PayPal, we don't do Cash App, we don't do any of those mobile banking transfers or anything like that. We do send you a check, so you need to make sure that your address is correct. So anybody that sends an invoice over and your address is incorrect, please make sure your address is correct. Now, I have been known to put the wrong address on a check, so it's okay to call me and say, hey, I didn't receive my check, and I'll research it. So the other thing is, make sure you get your invoices in, because I will tell you this, in our business, once we're done with the file, we want to be done with the file. Like, I don't want to look at it anymore, because that means I'm going back, and I don't want to do that. So be mindful, or bring the invoice, or send the invoice with the documents. I'm okay with that too. If you just put the invoice on the top of the documents when you scan them over, I'm okay with that. The other thing, just recently I had a notary, and I'm just giving you a word of advice. Just recently, a notary sent me an invoice, but she also sent me her wiring instructions. We love to wire your money. We're not paying the fee to get your money wired. You're paying the fee. We don't charge a fee, but your bank does. So always remember that. We don't charge a wire fee to send your money to you, but your bank will charge a wire fee for a wire to come into your account. So we're okay with that too. Actually, we like that, but I just think, I mean, if you're getting $150 for a signing or $125 for a signing, and your bank's taking $25, no, I'd rather have a check. I'd rather have a check. So think about that. If you're okay with that, and you're doing 100 deals a month, I think that's great. So maybe a wire isn't that much for you, but I want all my money. The pennies too.
I don't know if we missed this or not. Did you get TJ in Austin?
I did see TJ in Austin.
Okay.
I did see TJ in Austin.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, it's 8:22 now. Y'all close this puppy down.
We are.
I told you I gotta go take care of some business.
You gotta go take care of Ashley.
Yeah.
Because she didn't remember who.
Right.
I did too.
So are you going to do a question for
Oh, Aisha, you're so sweet. Thank you for saying that to her, because it is very nerve-wracking. So I do have a question. So do you all know that I ask a question every time I'm on here? And you win something? Yeah, everybody knows? So I don't want you to yell out, holler out, or I want you to send it in an email so Tamika can see it, and Tamika will tell me who answered the question right.
In an email?
Put in the chat.
Chat. I'm sorry, the chat thing. Yeah, I don't know how to get to all that. I'm not very technical. I just, whatever. It's just on there. Whatever.
We aren't either.
So the question for today is, and this is going to get you your first signing, whether you're new, whether you're seasoned, it's your first signing. Okay, y'all? What was the question, Ms. Liz?
Oh my God. If you're going to be late for a signing.
Oh, thank you, Tamika.
There you go.
If you're going to be late to a signing, who should you call first?
What if you get the right answer?
I was going to say, what if you get the right answer several times?
Because you do.
Whoever said it first.
Oh.
Duh.
We have to help each other, y'all.
Right. What'd you say, Antoinette?
Your face was priceless. Duh.
Like, duh, that makes sense.
Okay. Who typed in borrower?
That wasn't the first one, though.
Who typed in borrower first? Who typed in the person signing? The person you confirmed.
Give me a minute. It's moving.
No.
Oh, I thought Tamika was checking.
I am. I don't know what she's over there doing.
Okay, I ain't doing nothing.
Okay, Tamara, did I say that right?
Tamara.
Okay. Miss Harvey.
I love it.
Always inform the person who gave me the signing. She said that, and then Justin came behind her with the borrower. So you asked who said the borrower first? It would have been Justin.
No, and you're wrong, because the first one that popped up is Sebastian. He said the signer. He said the signer.
Oh, I missed all of that.
You did. I was trying to help you.
Right.
But now, who's doing this?
No, she.
Yeah, I rolled my neck too. It's a good thing I'm not on camera.
Good thing your camera's off, because your little horns would have been showing.
It was Sebastian.
Contact the most important person. It's the signer. We're all here to make sure that they're happy. So
you're absolutely right.
If we're late, then we got to notify them, because it's their schedule we're trying to tend to.
And I've had three this week, just so you guys know, with the rain and stuff going on, people late, notaries late for signing, stuck on the tollway. You got to inform the borrower. I had a borrower leave the location that they were signing at because no one had called them. Notary, you call them first. You call me second. So Sebastian, you will be doing a signing for me in the next couple of days. I will be calling you. Thank you.
Well, wait a minute. Where is Sebastian? Where? I forgot.
Right?
I'm in Grand Prairie, but I'll be wherever I need to be.
Oh, I like that.
Hey, well, that's what I'm talking about.
And Antoinette, if I could just add one other thing. I know I said let's go, but for those of you who said the lender should be your last resort unless you have specific instructions to call that lender. Sometimes the loan officer will want to be involved. Then if that's the case, it's okay to notify them. But you're going to notify the borrower first, or the signers. Then you're going to notify the company your hiring company, be it a signing service or a title company. Your lender is your last resort. Those papers have left that lender, and they're with the title company or whoever. Lender's the last resort.
And Miss Liz, before we end, I just want to give you all a quick tip. Just jot it down, write it down, type it in your phone, keep it as your Notary 101. First thing is, when you get an assignment from a title company, signing service, or whatever, as a notary, you need to be very proactive in knowing who you contact when something isn't right when you get to the closing. It makes you look really professional. I'm just telling you. So if something is incorrect or the borrowers have a question, let's say it's a buyer. If it's a buyer, you want to have the lender's information, either I would say the loan officer or the processor. So if you get assignment from me and it's a buyer, I would like to send you the lender or loan officer information in the request. Just so you have that information. If they have questions, those aren't my docs. Those are their docs. You want to be able to call them directly and ask the questions. I always tell them, be available for your signing because they're signing by notary, period. A seller's package, you always want to call the title company because it's mainly our documents. And on a refinance, you always want to call a loan officer as well. A loan officer typically is the spearhead to the refinance. So just make those quick little notes. So on a buyer's package, it would be call the loan officer if they have problems, then call title. On a refinance, you're going to always call the loan officer first. And then on the seller's package, you're going to call.
No, you don't. Don't do that. Not on a refinance, you don't.
For NPR title, you will always call the loan officer if they have a problem with the lender's documents. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Call the title office. That's just a rule of thumb for me because literally, if I get the documents 30 minutes and I'm sending them to you, I've had time to review them, but maybe the buyer hasn't had time to review them with the lender. So we want to go We want to make sure that they are communicating. But it's been fun. I enjoy you guys all the time.
Let me just clarify one other thing. Keep in mind, this is NPR.
Right.
Every hiring entity will be different. What you want to do always is to read the instructions that you receive from the hiring company to ensure that you are doing as they want you to do. And your first line of defense on most of these, especially on a refi, your first line of defense, if you have questions, is going to be at least let the hiring company know that there is a problem, and you have instructed the borrower. You have instructed the borrower to call the lender.
Yes, you always let them call. It's not, so understand, it's for the borrower to call, not you directly, because that's the relationship. You don't have a relationship with the lender. That's their relationship. So I would agree with Ms. Liz. NPR, same thing. You're going to do it the same way. Okay. So I enjoy y'all. Sebastian,
One other thing. When I have the borrower call the lender, I ask them to put it on speaker so I can hear the conversation. So I don't want them to get off the phone and tell me one thing when the lender has said something else. You're on speaker.
I've had people tell me, no.
I've had people tell me, BNN is one who's famous for saying, take me off speaker.
Yes, I've had people say that in closing, like, no. Okay. Well,
if they say no, what you gonna do? You gonna fight? No.
When you all resolve it, let me know. Tell them to call me directly. I'm in my office. That's all I can say. But I do agree with Miss Liz that they need to be on speaker so you guys have a clear understanding of what's going on. But it's been.
And then you document. Make sure you document the conversation in your comment section. Wherever you're getting that file from, you typically have on whatever platform you're on, you typically have a comment section. So make sure you document that, just to make sure in a few months, when something comes back and nobody remembers why you did what you did or why you were 40 minutes late. And that's the other thing. If there has to be a phone call to clear something up, you're documenting that so that people know why you have not finished that file within an hour.
I forgot a lot of you work for signing services. I forget that. But
it would be the same thing with your file, Antoinette. If somebody's out in the field, you want to know if there's a problem, not that you need to fix anything, but there's this problem and this is what's being done.
Right.
Yours would just be in an email.
Send an email, send a text message, something.
So is it wrong for us as notaries to make the phone call and connect the signer with the lender or title or whoever needs to answer that question?
I think it would be okay depending on, I think personally it would be okay depending on how you got the business.
Okay.
So for me, if you're out doing a signing, you're going to have my number direct. You're going to have the lender's number direct, a loan officer's number or lender office direct. If there's a problem with the documents, I would always suggest have the buyer call the lender while you're right there. Okay. Because they may not sign. If they're that bad, they may not sign. It could be a correction of a name. What do I need to do? If it's a title issue, of course you call us. I don't think anyone will not answer the phone. You know what I mean? I think they all.
All right. Usually I kind of am proactive. If they have a question or there's an issue, I'll call whoever I need to call on the phone and put them on speaker and just do the introduction. Hey, I'm Sebastian. We're having an issue. Oh, yeah. This is the issue. Here's the the customer, and then let them kind of hash it out. Just so that just kind of that customer service thing. is I want to move it along.
I think that's a good idea. I'm really big on, I don't take myself, again, I work in the title office, so I don't take my cell phone into closings. So I will typically, they have their phone, I typically have them, okay, we'll call your loan officer and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's different for you on that side. For me, it's, hey, you need to call them right now while we're at the tape. You know what I mean? So it's just a little different for me as an escrow officer and you as a notary. So whatever works, I always say whatever feels right and whatever works best for you, that's fine. But make sure you have that lender's number before you go to that closing. It will save you time and energy just in case something goes awry. Okay?
You tell them where, if the lender's number is not in the instructions, why don't you tell them where to find that number?
You can find it on the CD, the page 5 of the CD.
Yeah, I was gonna say you look at the CD and find it.
There you go, guys. So
you're so smart.
Well, this was amazing, ladies and gentlemen. This was great, but we're sitting pretty at 8:35. Okay, so we love all the questions and we appreciate you signing into our Notary Nuggets for this Wednesday. We have them every single Wednesday. The next one will be backdating with Liz Head, and the one after that, the one after that will be the right to cancel. They're already on Eventbrite, so you can you like that one, Antoinette?
Can I please send that to all notaries I know? Please. I want every notary I know to do that.
Do.
Yes.
They are already on Eventbrite, so you want to register. This one will be on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel in the morning. So if you want to watch it again or share it with someone that wasn't able to make it, you can do that as well. Like we said earlier, our next class is Notary 1, Workshop 1, and that is the 19th. Followed by Workshop 2, which is the 26th, and then from 2 to 5 is Modifications and More, which is brand new to the platform. So the 26th will be a long day, but it's good information. And keep in mind that if you have any realtor friends or you're a realtor, our classes, except for Notary 101, not quite yet, all of our classes are CE credit approved. Okay, so you can get your CE credits while you're taking our classes. So we're gonna end this. Okay.
I have one more thing.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I have one more thing.
You gotta call Ashley.
I was just kidding. I was making a funny.
Oh, okay. Quick question, one more time. Workshop 1 is the 19th.
Yes.
Okay, and then Workshop 2 is the 26th.
Oh yes, the 26th from 8 to 12. And then 2 to 5 is Modifications and More.
Modifications, seller packages, and investment loans.
That's where the more comes in.
And More is the 2 to 5?
Yes.
Well, I just want to say, this is LaTanya Williams. I just want to say I enjoyed this. Hi, Liz. Miss Liz. I always call you Liz. But I just want to say that I really enjoyed this the class this evening and look forward to meeting you all or working with you all, but first of all getting with Miss Liz to continue with the classes because I'm new at being a notary.
And don't forget your notary friends. Remember, Tamika, we talked about that the last time. Right. Don't forget your notary friends. If you are inundated, pass it on to somebody else. That's a blessing for somebody. Right. Pay it forward sometimes. Sometimes we don't need all the business. Sometimes you need to give one to somebody else if you have 6 during the day. It's okay. It's okay. So you guys are great. We'll talk to you guys soon. Sebastian, I'll be calling you. Patina and Tamara, I'll be calling you all. And Miss Liz, love you guys. Liz, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you. Good night.
All right. Good night.
Bye.